Hi, it's John and welcome to the channel. It is 9:20 p.m. on Saturday, March the 8th with the big blue mug of coffee. No coffee though, it's too late for that. And later today, somebody will be named the new leader of the Liberal Party of Canada, and that person will be the next Prime Minister of this country. And it quite likely will be Mark Carney, who has never been elected. It's absolutely disgraceful that this can happen in this country. He hasn't had to disclose his business dealings, of which he has had many, and I hope this is changed in law when Pierre Poilievre becomes the next Prime Minister of this country after the person named later today. The person later today will get the crown, and there will be an application of lipstick on a shit-stained Liberal pig. Because we have to ask the question, what has changed about the Liberal Party since January 6th when Trudeau walked out? Other than the fact we have Donald Trump imposing tariffs, and they've messed up on that as well. And the fact that we have a lot of people saying they're going to vote Liberal again, even though it is the same Liberal Party with the same people running it, with the same failed policies. To those of you who say you're voting Liberal after years of them abusing you and your federal citizens, there is a saying, never wrestle with a pig, you both get dirty, and the pig likes it. Now, Pierre Poilievre has been very clear about what is wrong with this country for a very long time. He has been very consistent about this, and nothing has changed for years in this country. So just a short montage of some of the things Pierre Poilievre has said over the years leading up to this point today when we have a new Liberal leader. This is Poilievre when he said he was running for Prime Minister 3 years ago.
Over half of families now say they struggle just to feed themselves. And more 30-year-olds live in their parents' basements because they can't afford the now typical cost of a home, $800,000.
Here's Pierre Poilievre 2 years ago.
Food price inflation up 10%. House price inflation 50%. Some of the worst house price inflation has happened right here in the East Coast, as the higher prices in big central Canadian cities have then radiated out across the land and prevented the young people of East Coast communities from owning a home, something we used to take for granted.
Pierre Poilievre 1 year ago.
Life costs more. Work doesn't pay. Housing costs have doubled. Crime, chaos, drugs, and disorder are common in our streets.
Pierre Poilievre 3 months ago.
That promise was made to every single person, whether you've been here for 5 weeks or 5 generations. You could do it. Didn't matter what your name was or where you came from. You could work hard and achieve that Canadian dream. That was the deal, but that deal, like everything else after 9 years of Justin Trudeau, is broken. Life costs more. With the worst inflation in 40 years, food prices rose 36% faster here in Canada than they did south of the border because our carbon tax applied on the farmers and truckers who brought us our food, and now 2 million Canadians line up at food banks every single month. Work doesn't pay. You make it, they take it.
And Pierre Poilievre, after Justin Trudeau resigned and started up the leadership race, culminating in a new leader today.
Every Liberal MP in power today and every potential Liberal leadership contender fighting for the top job helped Justin Trudeau break the country over the last 9 years. All Liberal politicians actively worked to pass into law the job-killing inflationary carbon tax, a tax that Carbon Tax Carney endorsed in his book. All supported a law quadrupling the tax over the next 5 years. All voted for or actively supported Trudeau's out-of-control spending, debt, and immigration. All passed Trudeau's housing policies that doubled the cost of homes. All Liberal politicians helped pass catch-and-release bail and house arrest for the most rampant reoffenders, policies that increased violent crime 50%, gun crime 116%, and hate crime by 250%.
Pierre Poilievre has been very consistent for years now on the dysfunction of the Liberal Party. The very same people who are running for the Liberal leadership, Chrystia Freeland and Mark Carney. But you may say, John, we have this threat of Donald Trump now, and the Liberals are counting on you being fearful and having anxiety. This is all part of the plan. I've said it here before. This is what they've wanted. But Poilievre has even commented on that. Watch this.
Since President Trump first threatened these tariffs almost exactly 100 days ago, the Liberals have done precisely nothing to make us more self-reliant. They continue to make us weak. We have the anti-pipeline law, C-69, still in place, the carbon tax still in place, the threat of a capital gains tax increase on our investors still in place. Not one tax has been cut, not one regulation has been removed, not one step has been taken to give permission to our incredible businesses and workers to build things in this country. And so we are in a position of weakness, not only after 100 days of the Carney-Trudeau Liberals, but after 10 years.
We can't give them 4 more years. And after today, instead of 4 people running to be the leader, there's only going to be 1 person, and it's going to be a victory tour. And Pierre Poilievre's going to fall into the background. And they're going to have a wide open lane in order to pitch their propaganda. An election is likely to be called. That's what we're hearing. We cannot give these people 4 more years. They are the architects of Canada's destruction over the last 10 years. They're the very same people. The coronation today is lipstick on a shit-stained Liberal pig. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share it if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.